stuck in the middle of coming inside on one.
Hello guys, welcome back to Crafting Mayhem and More. If you guys saw the title of my whipping chat today, is I'm so pissed. And I'm so pissed. So a lot of things happened between last week and this. Last week I was in San Diego. I am back home today, and while I enjoyed California, I'm so glad that I'm back home. So this is going to be a two-parter, a whip and chat and a kind of unboxing, because it is Autism Awareness, and it's sponsored by Uniquely Yours Down Under. And I bought my first canvas from them a while back for breast cancer awareness from Angie Diamond Paints, and I didn't do it. So now I have it and I've unboxed it. I'm going to let you guys see, and you know I really don't do it. And the reason that I'm going to do this one this time, because Autism Awareness has a rainbow in it. This has a rainbow in it. I bought it for that purpose, and I want to purchase some more of them. So here is the picture for Breast Cancer Awareness Parade. I really love this one. There's my little pink rainbow that's going to work for both breast cancer and autism awareness. So they come in baggies. This is a round, as you can see. The diamonds look pretty good from what I can tell, so I really don't have to kit up. I see my ABs already. Look at that. I see those already. It came, so here's my bag of diamonds, and I'm not going to pull them all out. It came with a diamond painting pen with a spacer. Looks like a 3-placer and maybe a 8 or 7-placer tip in here. Then it has like a 5-placer and a single placer on the end. Of course, I like this pen. This is a nice pen. I've seen them before. I actually think I had like a yellow one and a blue one, and I gave those to Noelle. But of course, I'm going to be using my Palm Placer by Nicole Pashi pens with my little clownfish in there. And also my Custom by Nicole. You guys know that I do glue dots. So that's what's in my pens. I think this one might have a little wax in it. Just when my hand gets tired of holding a certain one, I'll use this one. And if I'm not mistaken, I got this from Pashi Pens too. That being said, I had my little spacious. This is a little box that Noelle made for crafting project, and the stuff was from Dollar Tree. And now it's falling all apart, but I'm still going to use it. So I'm going to try to put this in numerical order. That will be my kitting up activity for the day. Because once I have baggies, I just use the baggies. So my 38s. So with that, I guess while I'm trying to kit up, I will be telling you guys about Dad. Dad had a seizure not long ago. Again, as I told you guys that I speak with regularly, it seems like it's been every 3 or 4 weeks he'll have another seizure. So again, let me dump this real quick. And I'm sorry guys, I have not downloaded my OBS yet to my new computer, but my daughter is coming back on Saturday, so I'm gonna try to remember what I did based on the settings on my old computer. So anyway, so Dad had another seizure. He's been in the hospital for a little over a week now, and they are basically done with him. They want to discharge him. Herein lies the rub. They, while he was there, I might have mentioned this in another video, he had, they did a swallow eval on him, and he failed it. But by the same token, you guys have now taken him from 1,000 milligrams of Capra to 1,750 milligrams of Capra. Now, medical history on Dad and Capra. Dad does okay after it's been in his system for several weeks. Until then, he is groggy as a side effect of the medication. And with this being 1.5 times a regular dose that you would dose somebody, it's going to take him a while. Not to mention the fact that he gets dialysis. And so it takes stuff a little while to get out the system. Anyway, so they decided to do all of their assessments as far as swallow evals, the physical therapy evaluation, all of this, while he is still weak, from being in the hospital all that time. That's number one. Number two, on this higher dose that he can't metabolize as quickly as anybody else. And so then you want to say that he's not passing everything. So the first event occurred with the the swallow eval. Based on the results of that, they strong-armed my mother into getting him a G tube. So now that, for those of you who don't know, that's a feeding tube that is placed in your stomach. It's called a gastric tube, G tube for short. He is a renal patient, which means that he then needs nephro, which is a kidney type food that you would use in the G tube. The insurance company has decided that they are not going to pay for the nephro. Well, who's going to pay for it? Because my father has been, under your insurance for all these years, and now all of a sudden you're not going to do something. How you're not going to pay for the food he needs for that particular feeding tube due to his conditions, yet you authorize and pay for a G tube placement. Make it make sense. So this morning I spent my time on the phone with the QIOA, and that is like the Quality Inspector Office for Medicare, filing a complaint against the hospital and the insurance company because they are essentially trying to discharge my father with no services set up. And what you fail to realize in your infinite wisdom, that my sister's a nurse, I'm a nurse. And not only am I a nurse, I'm a nurse who has done utilization management / review, and I've also done care and case management. And I don't know what boat you think I came in on, what school you think I graduated from, or how many degrees you don't know I have. But you're not really about to do that. So I called the inspector's office, and of course, they cannot discharge him from the hospital until which time they have services set up. Now, this is not all their fault. Let me be clear. This is not all of their fault. The physical therapist came in to do physical therapy, and true to form, when you know everything, you're going to do it your way. So he did it his way, knowing that my father has not been out of bed, knowing that you guys are short-staffed, knowing that you all could not possibly have been in that room for somebody at his age doing range of motion on a daily or every other day basis because you're short-staffed. So now you want to say he's bed-bound. He's not bed-bound. He's wheelchair-bound, because guess what happens every day that he goes to dialysis from this house? I get him in the wheelchair. Guess what happens every day when he's doing his physical therapy and occupational therapy and everything else here? I get him up out the bed. We manage around here. Nobody asked you for your help. We asked you to write a note that was complete. So now, Fresenius, I'm naming names, the dialysis place that he usually goes to, says that he's too complex. Complex for what? You don't help my mother get him in the chair. You don't help us pay for transportation to dialysis. You don't transfer him. I was going up there every day before she got this transportation service that she pays out of her pocket for to help, to transfer him into the seat, while they looking like I got two motherfucking heads and I'm sorry, two heads and I'm a muscle man, when actuality I'm my daughter doing what I got to do for her father. Hang on, guys, I got to get another thing. Anyway, with all this being said, so now the dialysis place doesn't want to take him as an outpatient. They just don't want to be bothered in any shape, form, or fashion, or there has to be a circumstance where they would have to help my mother, you know, to get him into a chair. Again, while I'm at home, not doing anything, my daughter is even coming back to Chicago and working from Chicago in this summer, because she works from home too, that so that we can all pitch in to make sure whatever the last few months, whatever it's gonna be okay. So when we called the dialysis place, the guy's gonna ask my mother, well, how's he gonna get here? Were you worried about how he was getting there before this hospital stay? Did you have any involvement in the fact that he arrived at dialysis every other day on time? No, you did not. And since you did not, why do you give two flying elephants about how he's getting there? Because you had nothing to do with it in the first place. And it's been taken care of by family and loved ones, and it will continue to be. So all the way around, the medical system is pissing me off. And at the end of the day, I guess I'm just so glad that my sister and I decided to get into the healthcare field, because there's people out there that this stuff is happening to and they don't know what to do. And I think that that is just awful, especially if they have nobody to stand up and speak on their behalf. Now, given that I have worked as a utilization manager review on the hospital side, I've worked as a case manager on the hospital side. I've also worked as a case manager utilization review for MCOs, which is managed care organizations, which is insurance companies. So what you're not going to do is play with me. And you're not going to tell me something. The reason that the dialysis place and everything else is saying no is because the way you wrote your note. And I have worked for, you know, the free hospital, the county hospital in my area for years and years. And guess what happens? I advocate for my patients. So when I was doing utilization review and they would do something, an insurance company denied it, then we would have to do an appeal, and I would have to go to the doctor and I would have to say, look, you wrote the note this way. This is the way you need to write this note, and then we need to do an appeal, and then you need to get them in the system. That's just how it's done if you do your job correctly, if you advocate for your doggone patient. Apparently, at the Sisters of Franciscan, as religious as you might be, that's not what you do. That's not how they do that there. So I'm just having a really bad day because I've been on the phone with Medicare to file a complaint and an appeal about discharging him without the needed services. Now, we have gone so far as to say he can have dialysis at home. So they say, okay, well, you have to be trained. And I haven't used a dialysis machine in years. And when I did used to do it at the bedside, it was a 2-nurse kind of thing, right? But now at dialysis center, I guess they done up the machine so well that it's not a 2-person thing. The dialysis techs do it while the nurses sit over there popping their gum or whatever they do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know where the rest of my cards are. So in any event, they're going to say it's going to be a 6 to 8 weeks before anybody in this house or everybody can get trained on how to give him dialysis. Are you kidding? Are you really kidding? So it's no way that this cannot be done sooner, given the fact that you already have 2 licensed registered nurses already that don't need to know how to put in a groshong into a port or any of that stuff, that you could skip that part and get on to how do I keep this machine clean, how often do I monitor the blood pressure to know how much I'm pulling off, etc. So, you know, quit playing. Just stop playing. But they also don't know that I am the consummate letter writer. I will write a letter. I will complain. I will use every resource under the sun to let you know that I know that what you're doing is not right. So while I'm sitting around here with digestive problems at this point, you know, trying to follow up, because all I do is hear my mother on the phone talking about, you know, trying to explain and plead her case to the point where it pisses me off, so that I have to get up like, who are you talking to, and give me the phone. You know, where I got to say, she not really getting ready to do this, and you not either. So that's just how my time is going. I came back Tuesday. Today is Thursday. I was sick to my stomach yesterday. I don't know what it was. I ate a $16.99 burger at the airport, but that was okay. And I just felt really nauseous. Like I didn't know whether to go to the bathroom, which I couldn't, or sit there. So I forced myself to eat something, to put something on my stomach just in case that was it, and to make things start happening. But yeah, none is really happening. And you know, I had to give myself a doggone suppository today, and that's not what it is. At 55, that's not what I want to be doing. So the other thing is that my trip. So we got off there. So we got the fact. Oh, the last thing that they ended up telling him was saying is that he's not a candidate for rehabilitation under any sense of the word. And so we need to think about putting him in hospice. Now, mind you, he has had the seizures. He has had strokes. He may not verbalize everything all the time, but make no mistake, he knows exactly what you're talking about when you're talking about it. So he's not going to go to hospice. When you go to hospice here, they're not going to give dialysis. They're going to comfort measure you till you die. And so you want me to sit up here and let him not have his blood cleaned essentially and die from some sort of toxicity under, you know, narcotics, so he won't feel anything and be okay with that? Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So this evening, or maybe tomorrow morning, depends on how it goes when we call the insurance company, because they wouldn't talk to my sister. So I called Medicare to make the complaint about discharging him without services, and they cannot discharge him until they complete an investigation. So the lady said they will be contacting the hospital immediately. That's number one. Number two, my sister called the insurance company about, what do you mean you're not going to pay for this? And what do you mean you're not going to pay for that? They wouldn't speak to her because my mother is durable power of attorney financially and medically. So that's fine, but you're going to be on speakerphone and you're going to be having 3 people coming at you when you just could answer one person's questions. But that's okay. Go for it. Not to mention that the reason that my dad is at this hospital, it's not his hospital in that he has his doctors at. It's the hospital that's closest to our home. So when we do call an ambulance and we ask him, hey, we don't want him to go here, take him to the hospital where his doctors know him, they never want to do it. We can't do that anymore. They used to, but now they can't. Okay. So, but once he gets there, you need to do a hospital to hospital transfer, which they rarely ever do. And it's irritating. That being said, because you have not had dealings with him over the years that he has had all of these diseases or medical issues going on, you don't know him. And you're not listening. You don't know my mom, and you don't know the effort that she puts into what she does for him. So I really did ask my mom this morning, you know, did you ask him what he wanted? Because I'm sure they didn't have this conversation with you in secret. So did you ask him what he wanted? And apparently not. She like, well, he's not speaking. Well, him not speaking and you asking him a direct question, yes or no, no open-ended question, closed questions. Do you want this? Yes or no. He can shake his head, yes or no. He can do those things. So at this point, I'm a little frustrated with everybody, and this is not what I wanted to come home from on my vacation, but I guess this is what I got. So now I'm gonna try the equal signs and the minus sign, because that's a lot. 762. All right. So that was that. Let's talk about my trip, y'all. Let us talk about my trip. I love San Diego and I love California, but I went on this trip with a old friend. Prior to the trip, I was very clear about what would and would not be happening on the trip. And yes, it was a guy friend. So we get on the trip, and he's, hinting at, I paid for this trip. Y'all, I hurt the po' boy feeling so bad. Like, I don't know why you thought that, because I was very clear before I said yes to going on this trip with you. So that will not be happening. You are not 16. You are not 22. You're not even in your 30s, boo-boo. You older than me. You about to hit that 60 in a few years, a couple of years. So why did you think you could try it? You're a grown man. And I wish I had my OBS up, because that face, I was trying to remain calm. I couldn't. And it was so appropriate that this is, Autism Month, because I was just thinking, this dude is really on the spectrum, because if he think, okay, I got to start out at the beginning. So we going to the airport, and we are using a hotel to shuttle us, a hotel parking service that's ran by an independent company to shuttle us to the airport. So he's looking up the actual name of the parking company that owns or rents out these parking spaces from the hotel, when he should have been looking up the specific hotel that he had now I don't forget what I was doing. The specific hotel that he reserved the parking spot. So at the point that we are almost at the airport O'Hare, and I'm on the phone trying to figure out where you supposed to be going, when you knew the day you made the reservation which hotel you picked, and I'm over here in the seat, I was already done. Let's just say that. And by the time day 2 of the trip, and he acted like he lost his mind and was gonna try it anyway, like he was an 18-year-old. Man, I was already done with the trip. But you know what I wanted to do? I've always wanted to go to the San Diego Zoo, and I went, and it was beautiful. It's huge, and it was beautiful. But I wish I would have picked the safari park, because at my age, I'm too old to be doing all that darn walking. Now, they did have a free bus tour of the zoo, which was actually really nice. But you always have your favorite animals that you want to see and all that good stuff. But whew, I was tired. So anyway, needless to say, that trip was a complete failure. We get home, Noelle is here. So I called to tell her to open the garage so I could just go through to the ramp and not have to worry about fumbling with keys to get in the house. And so she opens the garage door, and he helping me with the bag, get my bag out the car. He's standing there like he about to get a hug or something. He got a thank you very much, sir. I had fun at the zoo. Because please don't call my number again. Please. So it has been this day 2 from being home. He has not called. I'm very grateful for that. I do have a friend, and if I didn't talk about him all day, every day, just so you can get the hint, and I know I did, and I know I did it too much, because he kept saying, well, I can see you love your friend, and you gonna probably be with you. Exactly right. You're exactly right. Not to mention that my friend is PO because I went, but I only went because we were angry with each other and you were acting a butthole. So I'm like, who's going to sit around and wait on the butthole? One going to be me. So I found somebody who offered to take me on a trip. Now I done had the man do the reservations, and you want me to not go. Because when I got there to tell him I made it, you went? You actually went? Yeah, I did. I'm not going to have anybody waste thousands of dollars on a trip. Not that that really mattered, because by day, like I said, the evening of day 2, my butt was ready to just come back home. Because I was like, if I have to have this conversation with him one more time, I'm going to Uber my ass to the airport. And this trip will be over. Sorry, thank you, bad, whatever. My father would have been a medical emergency to get that flight changed. I was just done. And it's so many incidents that went on that trip, like stuff that it does not take a rocket science to figure out. Just, why is this difficult for you? Like, what? I'm not even gonna tell y'all what he said on the way home. So he had this nervous chatter on the way home, and he's talking about friends and stuff, and he said the most crazy stuff, I'm not gonna say on YouTube, that I could not believe that he actually said out of his mouth, that I need to know that about you, because at your age, I'm shocked, appalled. I mean, I know if you are a child of the 80s and 90s, there were things that people did with credit cards and dollar bills, you know, but to say something about doing it at your age right now, and to say it to me like it was a normal conversation, dude, I never want to see you in my best Ebonics. Like, get your out of here in my best Ebonics. Anyway, that being said, I committed to this. I'm almost at 100 people. I'm hoping I can use comments, so if things are going on in my family, I can let you guys know, and then it won't be a video up that day. I am going to try to commit to 1 video a week. That is on a Wednesday, if at all possible, and if I could squeeze a couple of them in there, I will. And basically on those days when I'm just feeling like I'm feeling today, like, man, make it stop, I will, I want to be able to put up a comment to let you guys know, but I'll start trying to make some shorts, and that seems like the most feasible way to go. Know that I'll make 1 whip and chat for sure, and then I'll try to make several shorts for the channel throughout the week to keep you guys posted. So I did not want to throw my momentum off by not posting this week. So that was my best effort to give you guys a quick video update. And why something might be a little later in the week than what I have said is because we are going through things around here that I hope nobody else will have to go through. Like, you get prepared for stuff, and when people get ill, you can prepare yourself, but I don't even know if that's less or more stressful than something just happening. You know what I'm saying? Because when it happened, it's done, it's over with. That's all you could do. There's nothing you can do. But to have the healthcare system play games is beyond me. And the last thing I want to say about that is that this is the same hospital that you can look at a previous video of when both my cousin and my dad were in that hospital, and my cousin was assaulted. She has a $3 million lawsuit against them. So good luck with that. You might be getting another one. I'm not ever the one to even do that, to think that way, being from the healthcare industry. But right now, you're messing up, and you're messing up big time. So that's what I'm looking at. So I am going to spend the rest of my weekend diamond painting, getting as far as I can on this canvas from Uniquely Yours Down Under. I just want to tell y'all guys, I know you could tell by the paper that this is a double-sided adhesive, but so far, well, don't speak too soon, it's not that bad. Like, as far as the wrinkles and stuff go, it's not, or the bubbling in the rivers, it's really not that bad. I did not realize that it was a double-sided adhesive, but it's sticking really, really, really nicely. So once I get the few little air bubbles out that I see, or rivers, that'll be okay. Let me show you what I use for that. So they have these scoring tools that I buy from Dollar Tree. And I don't want to flip this over, but if you guys can see, and I got to stand up to make sure I'm showing you. Pull this over. Oh, I've been taping that part all the time, and you guys haven't been watching me diamond paint. Ain't that something? Trying to get it up so you can see. And I can't see it through this camera. Yes, you can. Right there. I just use this. Usually they take it and they do something. All I do is make sure I poke a hole in it with this and go, and it's gone. It's not even an issue anymore. But people were scoring it in different type of ways and stuff like that. I don't even. This thing is pointy on the end. So you poke a little hole in it, you rub the air out. Poke a hole, rub the air. So looks like I have a whole line here, but I have had this thing under wraps for quite a while, for months now anyway. At least, I believe it was last October or something I bought this thing. So I should have been and took it out the package, and I didn't. But right now, this is what I'm working on. This is what's going on. I hope you guys enjoy this weekend. It is Mother's Day this weekend. I might try to throw up a quick something for Mother's Day just to say hi to all you ladies and wish you a happy Mother's Day. So if you see me, you see me. If you don't, I will definitely be posting something on Wednesday of next week. So be looking out for that. Please tell your friends about the channel. Please come back and watch, likes, thumb up, subscribe, all the good stuff that you are supposed to do. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching Crafting Mayhem and More.